Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say that most men are incredibly lost in their lives. Most young men are lost and don't know what to do because life has become overcomplicated. You now see everything, every option that's available in the world through this little bugger. This little bugger shows you everything everyone else has got. It shows you a million different ways of living. And I think the biggest problem that men face today in the world is the fact that they spend no time alone, because even if we are alone, we're always on this. And this, as I talk about in this video, is a portal to problems. Problems that you don't actually have. And there's a beautiful quote I came across when I was doing some research for this video by Pascal, a French philosopher and mathematician. All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. And he said that in the 1800s. He said that before phones had been invented. So God knows what he would think now. So this video is really a guide to spending more time alone, why it will completely change your life as a man. And I had problems being alone when I was younger. I think that when you're younger, it is a lot harder to be alone. You're scared to be alone. But once you've learnt the skill of sitting quietly alone by yourself, you actually have everything you need internally. You do not need anyone else. And once you don't need anybody else, the girls that you want, the friends that you want, the business part you want, all of that flows into your life. But it only flows to you when you no longer need it. That's the strange thing about these things. Nothing that comes from outside of yourself can ever bring you lasting joy or fulfillment. Everything that you need, you might think you need money, you might think you need a super hot girlfriend, all of these things are nice, but nothing you really need, nothing that will ever bring you the fulfillment that you really want comes from anywhere other than within. You have the ability to be everything you need right now, and I actually think that's one of the most essential ingredients to success, is being absolutely content with where you are now and striving for excellence, striving for more, but understanding you've already got everything that you need, and you focus inward rather than outward. The problem with today's age is that no one spends time solving the internal problems. We're so caught up with our external problems that constantly come to us through our phones that we spend no time undistracted. We spend no time in silence contemplating our lives. Life is very, very simple. We like to complicate it. Relaxation does not come from entertainment. It does not come from being distracted. Most men become dull, and there's a breakdown in this next slide of the average man and why he becomes so dull and why he never improves. But most men become dull, and it's because they never truly rest. If a man does not rest, if a man does not spend time by himself without stimulation, his mind cannot reset. He cannot have ideas. He leaves no space for the external wisdom of the universe to come to him. If you have problems in your life, your brain has an auto mechanism that will solve them for you. But you have to be open to the vibration and the wisdom of the universe. And most of us are shut away from that. When you spend time alone, when you spend time quietly in contemplation, ideas come to you. Ideas come into your mind. And you start to see the path to fix your life. How often do you actually wake up and have instant problems as soon as you wake up? If you don't look at your phone, you don't have any problems. 99% of people wake up with zero problems if they have presence. You're in a nice warm bed. You have woken up to a new day. You can be present with yourself. You can go downstairs and have some food, or you can run, or you can start work. There normally are no problems. But if you look at your phone every day when you wake up in the morning, instantly you're barraged with problems from around the world. Even if it's just the news, you're worried about things that have no real effect. How often do you go outside and the city is burning and people are raping and pillaging in the streets? It doesn't happen very often. But for most people, you wake up with no issues, but only if you stay away from the phone. I think a lot of guys nowadays have trouble with social interaction, and surprisingly, I think the problem with social interaction comes from not being comfortable with yourself. It all stems from that. If you can't sit quietly and sit alone and be calm when you're on your own, then you're not going to be able to find peace and calm with other people. First, you find your peace and calm on your own. You find the ability to deal with yourself, to deal with your internal monologue, to shut that out, to become present in the moment. And then you can expand and you can inspire other people and you can speak with other people and bring them into your life. But for a man, that period of solitude is so important to your self-development. Also, our lives are not perfect. My life is not perfect. No one's is. And the only way to fix that life truly is to spend periods of time, even if it just be 10 minutes at the end of each day, thinking about the things that are wrong, thinking about the things that make you unhappy, thinking about the things that are wrong in your life. And you use that reflection and you write that reflection down, like Marcus Aurelius meditations. You write that stuff down and you reflect on the things that you've done for the day, and you think about them, and you think about the way that you acted and problems that you solved, and you write them down and you become a new person. But most of us never get any chance to become that new person, become our higher self, because we're too distracted. The men who stay the same, I see this there's a reason why it's called the 1%. The 1% know how to do this. The 1% know how to sit quietly alone, to let their thoughts manifest, to take in inspiration from the universe. And 99% of men have a routine that's typical to this. They wake up with a girlfriend, or they wake up alone, or with a wife. They instantly go on the phone, or they instantly have a person who's there. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a girlfriend round every now and again, or having a wife. But you need, if you have a wife in the house or you have a girlfriend, you need to take yourself out of that bedroom and you need to spend some time in solitude in the morning so you can think about your day, so you can set up your mind. Most people live their lives from stimulation to stimulation. They go from seeing the wife or going on their phone in the morning to a music or podcast in the car. They're around people all day at work. They go for lunch with a friend. They come home for dinner, talk to their girlfriend. They're so tired, they watch entertainment. Then they sleep. On the weekend, they get drunk and they forget about their problems. And in this time, there was no period for reflection. There's no room to build wisdom. And that's why most men stay exactly the same. They stay in the same job, in the same place for their whole lives, and they never realize their true potential, because you cannot realize that stuff unless you reflect on the way that your life is going. Also, most men don't trust their own intuition. They don't trust their own ability to create great things. We were created equal. We are all equal men. If you use your brain the right way, you have incredible things that will come from your mind. But most of us are so absorbed with the information of others that we never come up with our own insights. You believe so much in the podcast or the book that you're reading. And I'm not saying information's bad. I love new information. That's what you're listening to now. But spend time to think for yourself. Spend time to think, how does Jack see the world? How do I think about things? What are some of the revelations I'm having in my mind? Most men look to someone else to help them. They feel like everyone else knows the answers. Everyone else is just figuring things out the same way as you are. You can have those same insights. Everything that you need, the inspiration, the motivation, the determination to change your life is within you. It's already inside. It's built into every single one of us. You just have to get on a level where you can use that. You can take it and communicate with it. Through watching this video, hopefully you've started to think in your head about the idea of spending some more time alone. So I'm going to give you some advice and some caution so it doesn't surprise you. When you sit down alone for the first time, if you've been heavily distracted, it will bring out the worst of your mind. You will realize that your mind is creating all of your problems, that every issue in your life is imagined. Because when you are truly present in the moment, when you get that period of silence, when you first sit down, your mind is going to start thinking about things. It's going to think you're lazy. Why are you sitting here right now? You need to be doing this. You need to be doing this. You can't take time for rest. You need to be doing this, doing this, doing this. Ignore that and wait for the mind to be silent. If you need something to focus on a pink elephant. Sounds strange, but it's just an animal that came in my mind. Think about a pink elephant. What does it look like? Its ears, its trunk. Think about a pink elephant sitting in the Sahara Desert with an oasis around it. You can do this task right now if you just close your eyes and just picture the pink elephant. What does its tusks look like? How big is it? Are there trees around it? Is it in an oasis? Is there water around the elephant? Is it swimming? Is it walking? This is a task that focuses the mind away from its thoughts in presence. It's a meditation. When you spend your time sitting alone, this is what you do. You think of a certain thing and you focus solely on that thing. Now, once the thoughts have disappeared and you realize all your problems are imagined, you're left with an insight. It's an insight I had personally for myself when I first started doing this. In the present moment, there are no problems. There is only choices and information. Even if you have an actual problem, let's say a life or death situation in the moment, it's not a problem. Problems are imagined. If you're in a fight, you act. There's choices and there's information and you act. But most of us have a very negative perspective. Life is so easy for us that everything we view negatively. But if you take this moment to just understand that life is just choices, information, and the perspective that we put on it, you have the ability to now grow as a man and solve the issues that are in your life. So after watching this video, hopefully you can just go and spend 10 minutes alone in silence right after watching this video, probably in the evening in most countries, and just sit quietly alone for a minute, for 10 minutes on a timer, and ignore your thoughts. Maybe with a pen and a piece of paper in front of you, because I know when I first started doing this, I had a lot of things flood my mind and I really felt like I had to go and do stuff because I was busy. And it helps me to, if I have an idea or something, a revelation whilst I'm in this meditation or I'm in this period of silence, it helps me a lot to write that down, just have a full list, completely empty my brain. That 10 minutes of silence is the relaxation you need. It will revive you. It will put the fire back in your eyes. It will allow you to conquer the rest of the day. It will allow you to be productive. It will bring back your focus because you've silenced everything else. You've silenced the distraction and you've become present. And when you can really dial this in, you do it in the morning when you wake up, that period alone. You can do it before you do your exercise, your daily cardio, or you can do it after your daily cardio and your lifting. You just spend those 10 minutes to become acquainted with yourself, to really think, to really not think is actually what I should say. To really not think, to get rid of the thoughts and spend time being present, and then just do 10 minutes in the evening is really all you need to start. Will make a huge difference on your life and the way that you feel. So lads, it's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you on the next one. Guys, if you're into this stuff and you want to be around other men that are doing the same thing, that are successful entrepreneurs, that have their self-development dialed in, that have the systems for success, you want to talk with me, you want to be in my close network, check out the new Elite below. Click the link, send me a message on the Telegram. Or if you're not quite at that stage yet and you want to learn how to master your body and your mind, but you are not ready for a network, you don't make enough money, you're not making any money online, or you're not making as much as you want to, check out the 10K Accelerator. It is how you get into high ticket sales, learn the #1 skill, and master your body and mind. It has weekly group coaching, and it's about $500, so it's a bargain. Check it out, lads. It's been a pleasure. See you on the next one.